Welcome back, students. Let's review some things that we did earlier in the semester. Then we'll use these skills on a new problem. It's considered bad form to have I in the bottom of a fraction. Here's how we fixed it. We multiplied the fraction, top and bottom, by the same value. By using the same value in the top and the bottom, we don't change the value of the fraction. We multiply top and bottom by I. In the top, we end up with 7i. We don't mind i's in the numerator. We just don't like i's in the denominator. In the denominator, I times I is I squared. Let me copy the top. And remember that I squared is -1. I squared is -1. Of course, any number divided by -1 just gives you the opposite of that number. For my final answer now, I'd like to show my answer in the form a plus bi. There's the proper form for a complex number. Well, in front of the I have a -7. I don't have an a, so it's 0 minus 7i. Let's try number 2. In order to get rid of the I in the bottom, we'll multiply top and bottom by I. This gives me 2i in the top and 9i squared in the bottom. Keep the 2i, but remember that I squared is -1, and -1 times 9 is -9. Best way to show my final answer in the form a plus bi is 0 minus 2/9 I. Great. The other skill that you'll need in the problems coming up is to multiply using the FOIL method. Keep an eye on these, though. These are the special case where these numbers match 1 plus 1 minus. We know the outers and the inners will add up to 0 and cancel away. Let's try it. Multiply the firsts. When you multiply the outers, a positive times a negative is a negative. When you multiply the inners, you get positive 21x. For the lasts, a positive times a negative is a negative. As we expected, the outers and the inners add up to 0. So all I need for my final answer is 9x squared minus 49. We'd like to get into the habit of not showing this step, recognizing these as conjugate pairs, which means that when you FOIL it, the outers and the inners will cancel, and all we need to write are the first and the last. Let's try the same thing with two complex numbers. Again, notice that they are conjugate. 1 minus, 1 plus, all the other numbers match. So we'll multiply the firsts. When we multiply the outers, that'll be 12i. When we multiply the inners, that'll be -12i. Those will add up to 0, just like those added up to 0. No need to write them down. Now let's multiply the lasts. That's a negative times a positive is a negative. 3 times 3 is 9. I times I is I squared. But remember, I squared is -1. Let's rewrite this as 16. This is -9. I squared is -1, and a negative times a negative is a positive. 16 plus 9, 25. All right, you go try a few problems on your own and then meet me back here.